What's up, everybody? My name's Rob Simmons, and welcome to my channel. As a request, I'll be able to do a travel video that sounds pretty interesting called A Night in Madrid's Most Medieval Town, Chinchon. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. If not, I apologize. And I always say it's my requested reaction videos. I do take reaction requests, but as a rule, you have to be subscribed to my channel. So if there's any other nature or travel videos you want me to react to, whether music videos, live performances, what am I thinking? I just said that off habit because, well, I use that for music-related reactions. This is obviously a travel reaction. And all that being said, I couldn't find any other reactions to this video, so maybe it'll be the first one. And it's actually pretty long, so I'll get right to it. Great B-roll.
Guys, we just got into Chinchon, which is this
Chinchon,
beautiful little medieval town about 30 minutes south of Madrid, and it's perfect for a day trip.
It's also perfect for a romantic escape like we are doing, and we are so lucky to be staying at the Parador, who is sponsoring this video.
So get ready for 36 hours of roast meats, local wine, underground cellars, medieval castles, and one very special bedroom. All right, let's check in.
Let's get to it.
Wow.
Oh, I love the wall art.
Look at this.
Wow.
Have you ever been in a place like this?
I haven't.
I'm sure you
I
haven't,
hope
James.
someday.
So when we stay in these paradores, we always try and stay in a pretty special room, and we've been lucky and they've given us 140, room 140, which is the original chapel of the convent that we're in. And it's the sacristy alongside that is the bathroom with a massive tub. And around us are these like prints of gardens, almost as if we're in Aranjuez, and the famous gardens of Aranjuez to the south of Madrid, and it's just nearby here. And out behind me is an orchard of nísperos, or loquat trees. So I can imagine waking up, we've got the convent garden out there of these beautiful fruit trees and the sound of the birds, and it's very cool. But we need to go and check out the city.
Allergies are driving me crazy.
So Chinchon is most famous for its Plata, its medieval square that literally still looks like a medieval square. It was built up in the 15th century. It's not paved, it's covered in sand, and it's surrounded by these buildings in this irregular shape with all these balconies where they used to watch bullfights, public executions, everything on there. Chinchon is also famous for its anise, this very famous drink, and it is 15 minutes past midday. So I think it's time. Is it time, Yoli?
Chinchon o'clock?
Chinchon o'clock. So when Yoli and I met in France, we used to drink pastis, the French anise, but in Spain we have anise. It's usually quite sweet, but here in Chinchon they're famous for it. They've been kind of famous for it since the 1700s. Woo! Oh, it's good.
Yeah?
It's really good. Yeah, it's got a bit of sweetness from the alcohol as well. That's a really big pour though, guys. I used to say about, 2 vermouths and you never make lunch, 1 anise and you won't make lunch.
Half maybe.
Half. But
Yeah, that's why
I do have a
be
question,
careful.
Yoli. Why are you not having an anise?
Oh, well, let me tell you one thing here. Lots of juices lately, if you've noticed in our latest videos, and well, I am pregnant.
Yep, I do it.
Ole!
Congratulations, guys.
There, right?
Yeah, it's not a big cocido.
No.
It could be. It's a girl. We
It's
just
a
found
girl.
out yesterday, guys. So.
Not that you're pregnant,
Nice.
but it's a girl.
Yeah, no, that is a girl. And yeah, so we're very, very happy. And just a few more months of waiting and expecting.
Yeah. So, in short, no Chinchon for Yoli.
No chinchon. Chinchon again.
Chin chin chinchon. I'm feeling a little heady from the anise, so we walk it off to check out the views of Chinchon from the church high up on the hill. And we duck into the enormous church. On one side, high above, is a balcony that the local counts used to use to see mass from without mixing with the smelly plebs. And above the altar is the crown jewels,
that's
a religious
beautiful.
painting by Goya, my favorite Spanish painter, and whose brother was a resident of the city in the 19th century. So it's coming up to 2 o'clock and you can see the plaza, the square, starting to fill up with people having lunch. We are going to have lunch in the square, but not at ground level. Yoli found us a pretty sweet table, so we're going to head up there now.
What's sweet about this table?
Ta-da!
Oh,
I
that
hope you
is
like
sweet.
it, darling.
You got the best table in place, right?
Of course. I always do.
Watching the
So
balcony.
normally when your home has a
not?
balcony, you own the balcony, right? Well, not in Chinchon. As was common in medieval times, the balconies above a square didn't belong to the same people who owned the homes, because this was the local stadium
they're
for
public
bullfights
property?
and festivities. So even if you were lying in bed sick, someone might walk through your room to get to their seat.
I'm sorry,
First
but
course here,
that would be
sopa
awkward
de
for
ajo,
me.
garlic soup. You know what? Garlic is really famous here in Chinchon, so no vampires, I reckon. Ooh, yum.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
Come here, order this.
Yeah?
It's beautiful, yeah.
I kind of love this dish. True sort of peasant food. Bread, garlic, paprika, oil.
Looks good.
It's really, really good. And here's the thing, a sopa de ajo, get in there, Yoli, and show this, will often be served with an egg. And then you break the egg, and it just, the yolk melts into the, well, not in this case.
Sort of.
Yolk's a bit hard, but it is yummy.
Yeah. Is that like a
So as
good
well
luck
as being a
thing?
land of garlic, this is the land of roast meats. This is the Plata of roast meats. And you've got to have it with a little salad. Kind of cuts
Nice.
back on all the fat, you know, it just kind of slices through it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, ye olde lamb is really good. Oh my God, yeah.
I know these
It is,
videos
it's
usually make me
rich.
hungry, but I'm
The interesting
just
thing about how they
wrap
cook lamb in a place
lunch.
like this is it's
That's
all
the
about the
solution.
flavor of the meat. It's not covered in garlic and herbs and things like that. And sometimes that can be a little bit frustrating in some ways, but when it's good meat, well cooked slowly in that oven, a little bit of salt, just its own juices, it's really
Nice.
good. Feeling very satisfied, but very full, it's time to walk it off, exploring our parador.
Where to next?
So there was a monastery here in the 15th century, right here beside the Plaza Mayor, and then this building's from the 17th century, which was still a monastery built on top of the older one. And then in the 1840s, it stopped operating as a religious institution, and after that, it became a courthouse for a while, as well as a jail. And now it's these beautiful cloisters wrapped around this really peaceful patio with a tinkling fountain. So one of the things we're going to discover tomorrow here in Chinchon when we visit a winery is that this whole town is full of underground caves and cellars. And actually the paving here in the Parador, all these pieces, these ceramic pieces are actually remains from the big clay wine vats that were pulled out of these underground cellars throughout the town. And apparently even in the road paving in the town, they used these to pave the roads.
That's amazing.
There's a really beautiful piece
So
of
much
music,
you
a really
learn when you
famous one by
travel.
Manuel de Falla called Nights in the Gardens of Spain. And I think one of the things I love about this country is that idea that you can walk through a garden in the evening and the air is soft, the sun is shining. There's something really romantic about that idea of gardens in Spain in the evening. And these ones out here in the Parador are kind of like that. They're just gorgeous at sunset, the perfect place
Oh, that's
to wander and
beautiful.
get lost. Which I actually have lost Yoli. So lost Yoli in the Nights of the Gardens of Spain. So I'm going to go and find her. I found you
Hey.
There
in the
she
Nights
is.
of the Gardens of Spain.
Yeah, beautiful gardens, huh?
Yeah. Should we go and check out the castle before we get
Yeah,
started?
let's do it.
All right, let's go for a walk. You will see this castle when you arrive in Chinchon up on the hill, and it's like something out of a fairy tale. And you're like, my God, there's a castle, a defensive castle. It was not quite as it seems. So this is a 16th century castle, abandoned in the 18th century and still in private hands, which is kind of mind-blowing to me that somebody could actually own this place. It's owned by the Counts of Chinchon. They still exist, this family, and they just own this castle. They're not doing anything with it at the moment. You can't visit it. You can visit it from the outside, but it's pretty impressive. Anyone out there watching got a castle in your family?
You know, I was really
Not a
hoping to see
comment.
the
I do.
inside of that castle.
You would have told me about that by now, Yoli.
Well, I'm glad that the town is
Castle of
really deserving
Alcorcon.
it.
But you can walk up to the drawbridge, which is very cool. You just can't get in.
I'm sorry,
It's
but that's
gonna
a
be
bummer in my
nippy.
book.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, we have a bathtub tonight.
Ah.
Those robes on.
No.
Solid. Solid. All right. Back to the Parador. It's
Ole.
bath time.
Yes.
Comfy?
Yeah.
Ready for a bath?
I thought you know what I
Let's go.
I like the music.
Oh, sorry. You didn't actually think you were coming in, did you? No, no.
No, you wouldn't have to fill that part, guys. Don't worry. Day 2.
So I don't think breakfasts in the gardens of Spain is a song, but it should be, because it's really beautiful. Having breakfast, lovely and healthy, birds are singing, the whole kit and caboodle, but we have a bit of a gastronomic day today. First, we're hitting a winery, literally at 9:30 this morning. Then we're hitting another place that's famous for its winemaking. And then we're having a massive cocido, the last of the season here in the Parador, with wine. So, sorry, Yoli, that doesn't really include you.
Well, look,
much.
I have to drive anyway, so.
The cocido will be amazing. Yeah. Anyway, coffee, then wine. Okay, so Chinchon is not just famous for its anise, it's also famous for its wine, deep, dark, rich reds. And so we're going to a bodega, a winery now that's right here in the city, or in the town, and it's 150 years old. It's been open since 1870. And we're gonna go and drink wine at 9:30 in the morning. But they make the wine in a really traditional way, so pretty excited.
Let's see.
Hola, Roberto, ¿qué tal? Soy James, encantado.
Encantado.
Gracias por recibirnos.
Sí.
Hombre, yo encantado de que vengáis a verme y tal.
Roberto, the fifth generation of Bodegas del Nero, welcomes us to the winery, and he closes the big gate. I guess we're getting the private tour. He takes us in to show us the old clay vats, or tinajas, that they still use to ferment the wine here.
I'm sorry, but that
You can
that just
smell
blows
the
my mind.
humidity in here of these tinajas. So back in the old days, before there was stainless steel, literally wine was fermented in these massive clay vats. And you'll find them all over in caves underneath Chinchon. And they can break so easily. So literally a hose might hit at the middle end of a hose and it will crack it. And that's it. At some point, they're going to run out of
That's why
tinajas.
you gotta be careful.
And here you can get inside a tinaja. And these things, like imagine, this is just the wine and it's so porous, so it oxidizes a little bit, gives the wine its own certain kind of je ne sais quoi.
Next, we hit the barrel room.
So like in modern wineries, they actually age the wine in oak. They don't age them in the big clay vats. But down the end here, you have all these old bottles. None of this would be drinkable anymore. The oldest they have still is from the 1940s, 1943, from a restaurant in Madrid, a white wine that has become dark. It's oxidized, not drinkable anymore. But it's like a time capsule to the past, even just looking at the labels and what they used to be on wine bottles.
Roberto and his family also make white wine vinegar, which they age in the old tinajas. The smell was intense and vinegary, and the place was full of spider webs. The spiders eat the mosquitoes that are naturally drawn to this room. And so I could show off my strength to Yoli, Roberto let me cork a bottle using a corking machine from the 1920s.
Nice. Great souvenir.
It's now 10:15, so that's legit.
Like I said, 5
Yeah,
o'clock
what I love about
somewhere.
the wine from this region is that it's dense, it's rich, it's really rich, but beautifully balanced. And there's acidity, my mouth is kind of watering. 80-year-old vines go
I'm
into
sorry,
this.
but I'm very curious to try out wine and see what it
But the
tastes
wine
like.
adventures have only begun. Sorry, Yoli. Maison Cuevas del Vino is the first restaurant that
winery?
opened in Chinchon in
Fresh
1964,
God.
just
Sorry.
before the tourism boom. It's a perfectly preserved farmhouse from 200 years ago and now serves serious lunches and wine from goat skins. Here they made wine and olive oil, and Jose Luis gives us the grand tour.
And so this is a really old stone mill. The idea would you would put the olives down here, the mill would run and would crush to create the pulp. Now to run this thing, up here in this room above, you actually had donkeys that were walking in circles, tied to a stick, I guess, or something. Obviously I'm not an engineer, to make it turn, make these huge stones turn. And so this up here is a Roman olive press, or a Roman press that the wood is about 300 years old. Black poplar from Africa, I've read, and it was used to crush down the pulp to get the juice out, to squeeze the olive oil out.
Next, we head through to where the wine was once made, full of massive tinajas. They don't make wine here anymore, but over the years, famous people have written their names on the giant clay vats, from Orson
That's what they're
Welles
called.
to
Sorry,
Mark
guys.
Knopfler from Dire Straits to, well, the Australian Minister for Social Housing. And here they have one of the largest wood-burning ovens in Spain, with capacity for about 80 suckling pigs.
Oh, hi.
Hello. So what I love to think about this place is that 200 years ago, even longer, it was a fully functioning like factory. They were making olive oil, they were making wine, there were people living here, the workers lived here. It's this huge sprawling building, and to think of everything that was going on here, it's just wonderful.
And then comes my Indiana Jones moment. We descend deep into the earth, into the 200-year-old caves beneath the restaurant. We twist and turn through a maze of tinajas. In pre, and I guess post-COVID times, you can eat and drink down here. But with COVID and the lack of ventilation, it's not possible at the moment.
Yeah,
Hopefully by the
guess
time
not.
you get here, you'll be sipping wine and nibbling on jamon underground.
That's a
And
nice
so
Dublin
up
wine.
here is
You
this
have lunch
enormous
down there.
tinaja. And so what would happen is if a wine vat broke in the bodega, in the winery, and the wine overflowed, this was an overflow system. So the wine would fall into that tinaja, and then you see a hole in it. Then it would flow down here into this one. So it was a way of capturing wine if one of these massive things broke upstairs, which would be a disaster. So back in the old days, before wine was transported in bottles, here in Spain, I'm not going back too far, it was wineskins. Now this is and one goes got the wineskin in amigas. Never said that before. But this is a small wineskin, but they would have been big ones. So I've spoken to bartenders who said in the 70s in Madrid, these would be hanging behind the bars. And I love drinking the wine in these. It's kind of like, this is just vino del pueblo. It's not probably the most expensive wine in the world. But having it in this it's kind of fun, right? Instead of a big, beautiful wine glass sometimes.
You're having too much fun with wine today, yeah?
I know, I'm sorry. This is a very pregnant-friendly day.
Adventure.
I know, I'm sorry about that, Yoli. But the migas you can eat. Oh my God, so good. Sometimes I don't like these because they can be dry. Perfect amount of oil, paprika, bits of ham in there. Really
Those do look good. Sorry, guys.
They're good, huh?
Oh, they're perfect. Opening the chorizo here. Oh, it's delicious. Beautiful chorizo. I would even add this chorizo to a paella. Like Jamie Oliver.
We have a cocido though this afternoon at the Parador, so we can't go nuts. Okay, red alert, Yoli. You've gone nuts on the migas, and you're never going to be able to eat the cocido. Oh my God, you can't stop. Eating for two.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Not what they say. Although you shouldn't, really, I don't think.
No, right?
But I'm doing it anyway.
So we just stumbled into this shop on the Plaza Mayor run by Mari Feli, who is here sort of tying up some garlic. And it's kind of like a time machine of what Chinchon still is, but was. Now it's a bit more of a tourist destination, but it's always been an agricultural place. You've got gourds here that people would use to store water and wine. You've got garbanzos, obviously the garlics. Ajo fino is the famous garlic from here, and it's amazing. And so she's had this shop in her family, and it's very cool. I think we can get some garlic to take home.
Yeah.
Okay, so a day's work is never done. Now we have to eat an entire cocido, but we will manage, won't we, Yoli?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, what are you starting with?
So I'm gonna start with the torreznos, the pork belly, yum yum yum,
Yum,
here.
yum, yum.
And then I'll move on to the encurtidos from Campo Real.
Ole, the healthy, the salad. Okay, so the first course of a cocido, as you guys know, is the sopa de cocido that has fideos, little kind of pastas in there. But what I love about this one is it has yerba buena, spearmint in there, and some really true cocidos that I've had have spearmint in them, in the soup, that gives it kind of a freshness. Ooh, it's really good. I can't believe it's probably like 400 degrees out there or getting there, and we're having cocido, but hey, last of the season.
Last of the season.
Are you ready for the cocido?
Bring me the chickpeas and the meat.
Qué miedo me das.
Wow.
Ole. Okay guys, so this is the most complete cocido I have ever seen. There's things in here that I haven't seen in a cocido before. I'm gonna try and name everything.
Oh.
Okay, we have potato, we have chard, we have carrot, we have beans, we have meatballs, kind of meatball thing. We have cabbage, we have gallina hen, we have jamon, we have ham, we have chorizo, we have fat, like pork belly type fat. We have morcillo, which is shin, beef shin. We have gooseneck, they told us, a gooseneck sausage.
Unexpected.
We have chickpeas, and the local, especially, I've never seen this before, we have freshwater lobster in here, or crawfish, I think you can call it. And traditionally here in Chinchon, they would add that to the cocido, and when that turned red, you know the cocido is ready to be served. And you might be wondering, why the hell are you guys having a cocido here in March in a warm day in Chinchon? Because here at the Parador, they're famous for this cocido. They're famous for it, so it's kind of like the thing you've got to have when you come here. And a true test of a cocido are the chickpeas. These are buttery. That's how they should be.
So if you're wondering why the tomato sauce, well, the tomato sauce is gorgeous and it has cumin in it so that it doesn't repeat on you.
So you don't burp, etc., you mean?
All those windy events.
Windy events. Rule of thumb, you will always be served more food in a cocido than you can handle. You have to know when to stop. The thing is, you will keep picking. I'm picking at the jamon. The jamon in there is so good.
The chickpeas.
Yoli's can't stop with the chickpeas like the migas earlier. You gotta know when to pull back. Last of the season. This is it.
Thank you, Paradores.
It's all gazpacho, still November now. So, I don't know why they don't have a song called Cocktails in the Gardens of Spain. But guys, if you don't want to drink your Chinchon, your anise straight, you can have it in the classic Spanish beverage, the Sol y Sombra, the sun and shade, Chinchon and brandy, right?
Or you can also have a chamomile tea, another classic, right?
Both options are valid and very authentic. All right.
See you in Chinchon.
Salud.
Salud.
Oops, I
Salud.
almost forgot. If you want to check out more of our adventures in Paradores, click this link up here. We've got a playlist just for you. Salud, Chinchon.
Chin chin chinchon.
Chin chin chinchon. Ciao.
Ciao. Nice. Another fun video, you guys.
Chin chin chinchon ciao.
And that's it. Another very interesting travel video. Because of these travel videos I react to, Madrid is on my place to visit after COVID. And when I do visit Madrid, I have to make a side trip to that town called Chinchon. I don't know how to say it correctly. And I know I was quiet through a lot of that reaction. Well, that's because there was a lot of information on it, so I wanted to pay attention, really absorb it all. And when I do visit Chinchon, I definitely want to visit the wineries, but I'm not going to lie. I am a little bummed that we didn't get to go inside the castle, but I'm just glad the town was preserving it. So, all that being said, another excellent travel video. Let me know in the comments what you think of this travel video. I'm saying travel video a lot, but thank you for watching.